Okay, so I'm just waiting for my grass cobs to swell up and absorb the water because they come as a dried pellet. So I thought I'd do a video to show what I'm going to be feeding the tortoises at the centre today. In the UK, we're very fortunate that we can grow plants that tortoises would find in the wild. I do appreciate that if some of you are watching from other parts of the world, you may have to find similar plants available. But grapevine grows in different parts of the world, and tortoises like to eat the young leaves, so I often try and pick those. Obviously we've got dandelion, plantain, which is a very common plant in the UK. We're growing nasturtium flowers and leaves, so they've got those at the moment. The wild pick does vary depending on the time of the year. So at the moment they're getting lots of lovely flowers as well. So they're getting rose petals. They have to be ones that haven't been sprayed with chemicals. Lavateria flower, so mallow family. And I think there's another nasturtium flower there. And I think this is cat's ear, which is like the furry leaf dandelion. Some of those flowers. And then I have actually popped in a bit of Romany lettuce underneath as well. That's one of the best salads that you can mix in. But I always like to try and mix in weeds and dried flowers as well as extra dietary fibre for the tortoises. Because we have rescue tortoises here as well, they often need a bit of transition. So I do like to mix in a bit of Romany to encourage them to actually get used to also eating the best option, which is obviously to feed sort of natural forage when you can. And there's lots of trace elements and vitamins in natural food, and obviously once you get it growing, it's free as well. So I've also added a good quality Reptol calcium and D3 supplement that gets sprinkled on, but I also liberally put a big handful of limestone flour in, because you can't overdose limestone flour. And I think the biggest problem is people don't add enough. And I think it's good to put this on all meals, to add extra calcium. Now, the reason why we do this is in the wild, their food and habitat is more rich in calcium. So a big problem in captivity, particularly in the UK where we're a bit further north than where you'd find them naturally, there isn't enough even in plants that grow naturally. So we need to add this regularly. A lot of people say, oh, tortoises don't like it, but start very, very light and little and often, and persevere. Sometimes you need to do it a whole summer season before the tortoise really gets used to it. But if you're adding in a little bit of naughty food, like the lettuce, it is high in water, they're more likely to actually take the calcium more readily. And then, given time, they will take it on anything. So I think the cobs are nearly ready. Yeah. So tortoises have a very high fibre diet, and even our weeds can be a little bit nutritious for them. So just adding this in so it's coated in the weed mix helps the tortoise have a healthy gut. It's less risk of worms and not feeding too nutritious diet. Now with the coloured cobs, the coloured pellets that you can get, they're a little bit too efficient. So if your tortoises are sort of addicted to those, then you need to sort of start thinking about moving on to something like this. And to start with, you can actually add the coloured pellets and mix them in. So for those of you who are in the States, this is very similar sort of to a leaf eater sort of diet. But this is the product that I actually use is a German product, which is Agrob's testudo herb. So I hope this is helpful. And then each tortoise will get a handful put in their enclosure. And as you can see, there's a nice varied mix. Most important thing is to feed a varied diet to a tortoise. So try and not only feed sort of one thing when you feed a tortoise. Try and always get at least 2 or 3 things in there. This is bittercress. Not bittercress, this is toadflax. So you can see there's a little snapdragony purple flower, and this grows in walls, and tortoises love to eat this, so I've mixed some of that in as well. Okay, please feel free to come back with questions. If you like this video, please like and follow and support what I'm doing. Thanks for watching.